Hello, everyone. I hope we're live today. If you can hear me okay, make sure you just let me know. I'm not sure. I'm using a new mic that it's over here, and I have no idea if it's going to work. But why I'm jumping on here today is I woke up really early, so I'm kind of getting up at 5, and I started walking to the gym, and I kind of I got from Audible from Les Brown to kind of listen to something that's more kind of inspirational and to keep me pumped for the gym. And there was something really interesting. Obviously, like he's talking about lots of interesting things that really resonate with me or hit me right in the heart. But what he was saying is, every single one of us have got a story. And what it kind of really got me thinking is I have got the story about food and about my perception of food or how food made me feel or how much food controlled my life that I cannot hold it for myself. The way I resolved that challenge, the way I freed myself from it, the way how I overcame in like, so what work did I do in order for me to find freedom from being obsessed with food and how I looked and the kind of constantly being in that closed cycle. So I just literally want to be here to talk about, it's going to be a short video, but really to get you clear on why food mindset or mindset about food matters. That basically means that are you obsessing about food? Are you thinking about food all the time? Are you kind of constantly weighing in your head, oh my God, I need to eat less or I need to eat more, or like probably like more. It's not much of other people's thought. Or is it why am I eating the way I do? Why I feel bloated? Why I have the urges and impulses? Why I crave chocolate so much? Or why am I beating myself up about if I eat a certain way? So I really just want to tell you that the impact that the food it had on my life was crippling. My mom, so kind of while I was growing up, so I grew up, I was born in Croatia and I grew up there, and my mom was a feeder. Like she loved cooking, she loved baking, and even up to today, her only conversation that she's having is food. What is she cooking when we go there for on holidays? She's literally getting up at 5 o'clock and literally cooking, baking all day long. But how that impact it had on me as a child was, I never felt control over eating because I loved eating cakes, what my mom baked. We always had cakes, lying around wherever you can. My culture is about food and, to provide the good, you're a good host if you have got cakes and food to provide for your guests. So, and all that food availability just started being too much for me because I only wanted to eat cakes and didn't want to eat other food in my mind in order to kind of to compensate the amount of cakes I was eating. And I just kind of really want to tell you that we all think we don't have a solution for our problem. So if you are experiencing right now just obsession about food, or maybe not even obsession, maybe you don't recognize it just yet as an obsession, but it's like you're constantly thinking about food. Oh, I need to, or for example, you see food and you're just like, oh, no, I can't eat it. I don't want to eat it. And you're constantly pushing yourself away to not get trapped into, let's say, the cycle of eating, especially maybe like if food, if let's say that the food affects how you feel about yourself, especially when it comes to your body image or the body size, etc. So, um, so how food kind of the longer I kept kind of going with my life, I just constantly started feeling just totally loss of control. I was never able to actually pinpoint why I am acting around food the way I do, why I'm dribbling or having that body reaction, that I can literally feel sensations in my body that I can't control it. And that really have left me with just a constant battle, thinking about food, not thinking about food, trying to find ways of to restrict my eating. So for example, following a certain diet, kind of trying to really get myself on track whatever on track meant for me. But the more I tried to control how I ate, the more it felt out of control. So if that's something that it really kind of resonates with you, I kind of wrote a post yesterday about it. It's, have you ever kind of went deeper into really understanding how did you actually created, how did you created your opinion about food? Who did you listen to that you took the advice from? What was the conversations where you were growing up, or maybe like around your friendship groups? What was the conversation about your body, what you eat? Did anyone comment about how you eat? Did anyone maybe shame you or judge you or criticize you for the way you eat, or maybe not to eat, or how you look or not to look? It's, all of these things are basically so deeply installed in us that we are constantly trying to get in control of, let's say, those superficial things. And with my work, that kind of, I just kind of realized in the last few years, it's how free I am feeling every single day. Like I literally, I look forward to my meal when it comes time for it. So I eat 3 meals a day. I've got snacks in between. I've got snacks after dinner. You know, it doesn't matter. There's no rules around it. I literally just go with the flow. And how at peace I am. I don't think about it anymore. Like when I go to Costa, I remember like I literally started dribbling just thinking about that Belgian chocolate, whatever that triangle cake was. Like I was already processing in my mind, thinking, what is that I'm going to feel in my mouth? What the texture is going to be, literally before it even happened. And by the time I walked into the coffee shop, you know, I literally could not wait to eat it. And every single time I finished it, I beat myself up about it. And this is the thing that I'm working with so many women, and everyone is experiencing the same cycle. And I'm just thinking, it's why it's important to make that shift in the way you think, is because you can be guilt free. You can be free of thinking about food all the time. You can choose what you want to eat and not feel any feelings about it. You are going to be able to stop labeling food. I spoke with one of my clients yesterday, and I said to her, so I said, tell me one type of food, or one specific food that you think it's bad. She said, chocolate. I said, how often do you crave to eat that chocolate? She said, every day. And it's kind of that association with something is bad, something is forbidden. We don't allow ourselves, we think it's bad, we're doing something wrong. And then what happens? We just grow that desire even more. But when we allow ourselves to look at that chocolate, I said to her, remove all the labels from the foods that is around you. I, for example, in my work and in my life, there is no food that is classed good as bad, healthy or unhealthy. It's the food that serves my health, the food that serves my taste buds, and or like my soul or my craving or whatever that is. But every single food out there has got purpose. Someone has asked me, so does that mean that you would encourage people to have takeaway every single day? And then it comes with really like a common sense. We all know that when we're eating specific foods over a period of time, how it makes our body feel. Because when we tune in, you know, like actually what is our digestion, what are our symptoms, are we feeling bloated, indigestion, wind, constipation, diarrhea, are we experiencing lethargy, like low energy. So all of these things are actually going to be connected, not just with food, but with our lifestyle choices as well. But when we look life as a whole, and when you're actually thinking about the food, and specifically what is your way of thinking around food, and if you feel triggered, if you feel frustrated, guilty, ashamed of your behaviors, that is where you can do the work. And that is, I'm just going to say, it's teachable. You can learn it. I didn't know any of this, what I know now, for literally 40 years of my life. And only when I started working on my head on the way I was thinking, the way I was feeling, to create a connection between the both, that is actually when I started actually realizing I have control or power over food. Food is just the food that is lying there, and I'm kind of creating that meaning to it. And that is where the beauty happened. So, anyway, and I do wish that for you. I want you to be free of focusing or obsessing or feeling drained about thinking about food. Because guess what? If you stop thinking about food, you got life to live. Anyway, I hope this message finds you well. If you've got any specific questions about the food mindset, let me know. But if you want to join my community, drop me a DM and I'm going to send you a message to join my free Facebook group. Lots of love, stay strong, and guess what? You can breathe. You can be free from thinking about food at any moment in time if you're willing to do the work. Lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon. And then if I can find this dot to finish the conversation, speak to you soon. Bye-bye.